Hey everybody, Obey the Papaya back at you again with another news and update video for Predecessor. First thing first, we got applications are open. Well, actually, they just closed. A Fang Booth 6, the EU tourney on February 10th and 11th. That's the group stage, which starts at 2 p.m. Central European time, and the grand finale is on the 24th and 25th of February. And other than that, we got the update version 0.14.3 coming soon. I believe it's a patch. Oh, here we go. 12 GMT, February 6th. So on the Tuesday. And it's a balance patch. So let's take a look and see what we can see. So they're just telling us that we got the new patch, and I know they go over it, I think, on the bottom, but phase 2 a closed beta for PlayStation is still ongoing. So now we got unlimited Predecessor. Don't know when the paid version of Predecessor on the PlayStation is going to be available, but probably after the phase 2. Maybe last over a month. So around that time, they'll be able to purchase packs for it. And then Xbox, we're still unknown, except that it's coming soon. So store update, got a Fangmail Guardian skin. A little interesting. I don't know if this is. I guess this is from Paragon days. I would like to get rid of the purple and just have him look like this goldish color, personally, but it's something. I got the Sevarog, looks like just a recolor of Sevarog. And I got the Twin Blast, and looks also like a recolor of Twin Blast. And another recolor of a Decker. So important news is you can become an eternal tester. So they put out a blog post, which is right here. Let's turn on dark mode. Become an eternal tester. So right here you can apply to be a tester. I think they need 1,000 or 10,000 people. It'll be NDA. You're able to test new things coming up that are on their own specialized platform, which I believe is only available on Steam. So Epic Games and PlayStation players are not able to do this, I believe. As they said, it was easier just to have the Steam, since Steam already has their public testing environment already set up. So if you're interested, I'll post this in the description. Let's go on with the patch notes. Yeah, PlayStation closed beta phase 2. You're basically able to keep playing with some changes that were posted before, I believe, in the other video that I've done. Hero changes. Now let's get into some balance. So we're getting Drongo. So we got the Wastelander passive. Description is updated to reflect the previous full functionality and always applies to monsters now, not just the gag grenade, which is actually really good. Damage against monsters set to 0.5% max health over 3 seconds. This sounds very minimal when you talk about things like your lane minions, but this is really big deal when it comes to Prime. Taking Prime, taking Fangtooth. You know, this stuff, it adds up. And the amount of times I've seen my jungler get outsmited by 5 HP is too damn much. So this might be it. You know, this can help you out a lot. Or it makes it where it's easier for the enemy jungler to do it. Hopefully it's better for you. Rad rounds, this is the fix that or the thing to counter this, but rad rounds additional shot total physical power scaling is decreased from 35 to 30%. Pretty minimal, not too big. It's like a 15%, less than 15% nerf. I think it is 50% nerf around there with my quick maths. So not too bad, you know. I feel like rad rounds does stack a lot, and this will make it where you do need to max out rad rounds if you really want it to do good. Granted though, additional, I guess it's through all levels, so it doesn't truly matter. Just level up once, and then you can still go boomerang if you need fast clear. Nonetheless, Iggy and Scorch. So we're getting some changes into the flame turret. Full health was changed from 105 plus 25 per level to an extra 10 HP and then 20 per level. So this will give you, after level 2, start getting some good benefits. Right? Or do you lose the benefit? This is only for early game. They're kind of stupid. I thought this was an issue with Iggy was that AoE abilities were able to do so much damage. So magical power scaling increased on his oil spill. But this was it. The melee damage modifier is decreased. So doing damage to it is going to be less. But I don't think that's even the issue. I think it's annoying when AoE damage, it's single target is fine on the turret when you have to actually physically go and do damage to it. But just AoE abilities, I don't know. They do a lot of damage to it. So I'm a little interested in seeing why they're just going at melee. I don't know. kind of weird because I feel like Iggy is strong and in terms of high level play and in comms, but I don't know. This is kind of stupid in my opinion. Whatever. In pubs, you don't have comms. You're just gonna get AoE bursted on your turrets and they're gonna go away. I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid in my opinion. Melee isn't gonna. You're kind of a small counter to melee, right? In a way, but I don't know. I think this is dumb. Chimera is seeing a reduction. So yes, we are getting Spirit Hunter passive is decreasing. So health regeneration per stack. They clearly do not know how to just say plus this or that. So they're just going to give you the crappiest patch notes that Ometa knows how to do. God bless them. So we're getting a nerf on the heal regen passive. That's a per stack health regen, which is huge. This is actually going to be a big deal. And it's going to be punishing. Invigorate, which is a secondary, I believe that's his E ability, now correctly heals for 1.5x instead of 2x. This by itself is gonna be like already a fix, and it was just a bug, which is I hate how I don't know. This is a big deal. This is a reason why he was so strong in pubs. Max health healing now correctly increases with rank instead of being locked to rank 1 value. This is a little bit weird too. So it was a rank, it was locked. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know. They messed up with Chimera, and I don't know, whatever. We're getting a nerf on him, but it seems like we just had bugs. I don't know. Weird. So Kira, I believe, is getting a buff here. Now correctly treated as a hero ability. So yeah, her Mercy, which is her RMB, which is her gun that she gets to shoot. That's an auto attack reset. Now correctly treated as a hero ability, instead of a basic attack. And they said that basically it's just better. It is overall better, but they didn't know how to do it before, and they were working on it. And this is just going to be much more improved. So let's see how much more improved it's going to be, because I feel like basics are kind of slow, and I felt like her Mercy was very easy to hit relative to a basic attack, in my opinion. So, and it's further range, so I'm curious how it's going to actually act. So Purge Ultimate, quality of life now correctly treated as a hero ability for the purpose of item instead of a basic attack. They go through it here, but it's still like slightly confusing. So intended in case of critical strike and lifesteal effects. For some of our engine's functionality, allow more flexibility and control over these interactions. I can finally move these two abilities back to an ability set, 90% of the scenarios. So it just seems like it's gonna be better consistency. I don't know what that really means, but hopefully it's better. I'll take it. Kwang is getting some changes just overall, pretty big changes actually, which I feel like is a bit too much because I think he is actually pretty good. Just people are expecting him to be what he used to be back in Paragon. I think this was also an issue with Fang Mao. People complained a lot, including me, about Fang Mao in the beginning of Predecessor's release. But I think that, I don't know, I think these are just a lot of changes we're seeing. So a Strike of Heaven's passive, damage is increased from 10 to 15, and you get an extra per level bonus. So that passive is going to be pretty big. That can actually be really strong in lane, because I know I had an issue when it came to fighting Sevarog. So this is actually fair. Cooldown or refund on hit increase from 0.5 to 1 is actually pretty wild. That RMB is going to come a lot faster. Stack duration decreased from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. So that's a little slight nerf, but 5 seconds is a while. So I don't see it being that detrimental. Passive damage no longer triggers Mutilator or Mind Razor ability. Oh, wow. So the passive damage used to trigger these. Now they don't. Interesting. It's just the damage. Okay, interesting. So he's going to get a slight nerf for the people that did build it, which I don't think was that many people, but it's something. Judgment of the Heavens, which is primary, that's his Q. Mana cost is increased to 70 at all ranks. Okay. The range is decreased, which I found is kind of stupid. I don't know why we had a range decrease. I thought honestly, I like this catch off, and it's hard to hit. It's a hard ability to hit. Should be rewarded. So I was surprised to see that. Decal expansion, better synced on impact. Honestly, pretty nice, because I felt like it was just weird in general. So this will be, although this is just a decal though. So this is just a visual effect, like of the actual, the ground getting hit by it, what it leaves after. So I don't know. Surge of Heavens is secondary, which is his RMB, right? Or his E. I always confuse this stuff. Damage change. I don't know why they name it secondary. Just name it Q, E, RMB. Just name it 1, 2, 3. I don't know, man. Maybe that is 1, 2, 3, and I'm just stupid. I hate them. I hate what they name stuff, man. Whatever. Damage change from 55, 80, 105. So getting a buff on it overall in early game. Cooldown is increased though, not much, if any at all. Yeah, this is very, very small overall. And plus you're gonna have more cooldown reduction above, so this is really not a big deal at all. Light of the Heavens, which is the RMB, I believe. Held damage changed from 70, 110, so held the damage. That just means the grab. So that's getting early game buff, late game nerf. Now we'll see if the scaling has changed. In-world damage. Oh, held. So when you're holding it. In-world damage changed from 70. This is getting overall early game buff. Shield decreased. So the shield is getting decreased overall. The shield magical power scaling is being increased though. So an extra 5%. It'll scale better into late game. Cooldown if you go magic power, that is. Cooldown change from 13, 12. So it's getting a reduction in cooldown, but a little bit later into late game, but you still have that passive. So basically you're fine. And the hitbox improved, which is actually pretty good. Ultimate needs a hitbox improve. So I hope, yep, good. We are getting it on the ultimate as well. Damage increased, worth it. Cast timers reduced, worth it. Hitbox removed, improved, worth it. And then they're fixing the main menu description because they just mess everything up in that main menu. Lieutenant Bellica, damage is decreased on her RMB. Innovation, max rank, magical scaling is increased. Oh my god, dude. Why? This is so weird. It's a nerf into early, right? But, like, I don't know, man. It's not even a nerf into early. You get 5% on that. I mean, it's barely a nerf. I don't know. Just reduce the cooldown. Make the cooldown higher. That's enough for me. Morigesh is getting a buff. Magical power scaling is increased from 60 to 65 on her Q. And her swarm is healing per character is changed from 8. I think it's getting reduced, but then yeah, increased in magical scaling. So that'll be interesting. I think it's a buff into anti-tank option. Core. It's interesting though. They're really putting some focus into her being a very skill-less champion. Narbash actually I believe is getting a nerf here. Detection radius is increased on the passive. Base bonus regen is increased. Bonus mana regen duration decreased. Wait. Okay, so Narbash was getting twice as much regen from his passive. So it was a bug. This issue increased the mana. So they're just fixing the bug and making ensure the passive max stack and it still feels rewarding to play, but isn't getting an unfair amount. So just a reduction in mana. A little bit. Alright. I kind of hate having a Narbash support in pubs personally. Might benefit in low elo just due to the fights because of the healing, but I don't know. I feel like he's kind of terrible, in my opinion. I'm a fan of Decker and Bellica. Rampage, Rumble. So getting the bug fix. Before the Rumble used to do only rank 1 damage, I think, or like I think 10% power. Oh, here. 10. Oh, so now correctly scales at 90% total instead of just the bonus. And I think that was kind of like he was doing such little amount of damage with his Rumble. Poor Mercy getting beat up because of it in PCC. Sevarog is receiving a slight buff to his Siphon cooldown, so he's be able to spam Siphon a bit more early, which sucks. I think he has a lot in his kit already to where he was fair and very playable, but apparently he needed a buff. Steel. So this is where I kind of have a dilemma where I know people say it's a nerf, but honestly I think it's kind of a buff and like very minor changes. So steel is base armor is decreased from 34 to 32. This might be pretty big if he's a support though, so I'm fine with that. Base mana was increased, so 300 to 320, and then his regen was decreased. Okay, so less spammable sort of. Shield bash alternate, so that's his RMB. Damage decreased overall across the board, especially into late game though, so not too much in early. 10, it's not, that's pretty good. But the max health damage, so max health, that's just your total health, was increased by 1%, which is just insane to me because I felt like this was already doing so much damage, and the cooldown is decreased from 12 to 10. So now this thing's gonna be even more spammable, man. I just don't understand why they did this to him. His ultimate got a 10% range decrease, which I think is honestly nothing. and his stun duration is decreased, but it's a knockup. I don't care about the stun duration, it's tenacity. You can't tenacity a knockup. So why I don't understand this. I don't understand this. I don't understand why they buffed this and barely really did a change to shield slam. They need to do something and make this like a root or something. Like you're stuck in the ground kind of root. Because it's stupid that you're in a knockup stance and you can get an easy 5-man off of a shield bash. And then you're easily gonna get a reduction on shield bash. Like I just, and you're gonna do more damage. I don't get it. I'm so confused at what these developers are doing with these tank meta. It's confusing me. I don't understand tank and CC meta. So we'll see. All right. After my rage on that, we got right here. What's 15? The Fae. The Fae struggles to keep pace with other laners. That is true. Let's see what you do to Fae. Base attack speed was increased. Okay, honestly worthwhile. Base mana regen was decreased. Kind of stupid. Actually, very stupid. I don't know why. Harvest Nestles, bonus damage per stack increased from 20 to 25%. So you do a little bit more damage. It's about a 20% buff. Max stack, bonus damage increased from 60 to 75. Very nice, very rewarding. Where's my mana regen? Why do you get rid of my mana regen when she honestly already has an issue with mana and Wraith gets full refund off of some of the simplest hits, in my opinion, they hit on minions? I don't understand this. This is very confusing to me. At least give full refund on minions, I guess. I don't know. On when you hit them, you get more mana. You get 75%, 70%. That's still, I don't know, outrageous to me. I'm confused why they did all these buffs to Wraith when it was already so strong and just needed skill. And she just, I don't know. She feels very weak. We still got no changes to her ultimate. They didn't make her ult a tether to where you're not able to flash out of it at the very least. I'm confused what the devs are plan is. They probably don't know how to implement it for Faye. I don't know what to tell you. I'm very confused by this because that's what I think it is. Faye easily canceled. Yet Kwang, it's the same thing, but you can't flash out of it, which I think is very fair. Why can you flash out of Faye when you're literally tethered? Disappointed. Zarus, so barricade primary, that's his Q. Cooldown is decreased from 22 to 20. So now he's gonna be able to spam you more in lane, and especially late game. Holy moly. Big 4 seconds down. Wild. Evade attack speed is increased from 14, 18, 22, 26, 30 to 15, 20. So he's just getting attack speed buff. A little more into late game, but still a pretty damn good amount. God, even 4%. Oh, sorry, from they give him 5% changes here. My lord. So item changes, so now correctly stores 10% of damage from AoE on next. So that's fine. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like surprised. I thought they said that was gonna hit it kind of hard. And look, we got a bug, a 10%. That's double, and it took a minute for him to fix it. Whatever. Rift Walkers. Rift Walkers seeing a reduction in his dash speed to help reduce the readability to its effect, which is good. I think it is very quick, and it feels very buggy when you get Rift Walkered. So I want to see if they could try to fix that bugginess on that pull, that tether. I don't know what you want to call it, the pull. Diffusal cane, magic pen now correctly increased when owning multiple diffusal canes. I was actually mentally thinking like, hey, what if I build 10 or 5 diffusal canes and just have straight pen? Maybe I'll do it in a video. Bug fixes. Fix a bug where Kwang's cloth would duplicate on the hero overview in the main menu. Fix the bug where items in the shop would highlight incorrectly. My opinions on this patch, pretty terrible. I don't know. I don't think this thing is like, it feels very lame. I don't know. I think that I don't know what the devs are doing, man. We're getting no content, barely any changes on things that are important. I went for 2 days, 3 days, and now I'm just, I don't know. I thought the game was dead when I came back, and I just keep reading Reddit, and people are complaining, and there's the toxicity, and the matchmaking is trash, and no ranked, and we don't get any information on 3v3 arenas. They're just, I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully, we get something cooking because God, man, it's either burnt or they had nothing in the stove. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. There's some like changes that are nice overall, but nothing that I was like, yeah, solid. I think what it was only seeing a Faye buff was nice. Chimera nerf. That's it. That's the only thing that excites me. Well, thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think of the patch and the video as well in the comments below. I stream on YouTube and Twitch. Try to do it every single day. But yeah, I'll catch you. Have a good one. Good luck in your games, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.